where was I happier? And I don't know. I could have been happier then.
Interesting.
Fuck.
Really
And
interesting.
to get it to George, because I know that's an incredibly hard seat to sit in when you want to ask questions. I'm gonna throw this to you too. George has always claimed that some of his days flipping burgers at Five Guys prior to all this shit were some of his simple and happiest days. And so it's a good question. I wanna ask George, what did you want to throw something out?
Well, yeah, actually, I don't really talk about it because I don't like to waste people's time. I'm very collective. So if I have an issue that's deep in my soul or whatever I'm dealing with, I'll go to people like my mom and dad, honestly, because they knew my whole life. They know my decision making. I'll go to my friends if I know I could get a good answer out of them. But if I know it's just gonna be like, oh no, I just made the room uncomfortable. But for 2 years of my life, recently was the hardest years of my life. I gained 40 pounds of weight. I was really, honestly, if I was not Christian, I'd probably be suicidal. And it was really, really bad. I never told anybody about it. And it was pissing me off because it was the most exciting years of my life. I was getting everything I've ever dreamt about. Money was no longer an issue. Not that it ever was even. Like, I just couldn't understand why I got everything that I've ever prayed for, but yet I was so unbelievably depressed. And I never let anybody know because I was always the guy who tried to make people laugh. But once I fixed my focus, everything changed.
Yeah.
When I was at Five Guys, I make that reference because I remember I do evaluate a lot of things and reflect. And when I was at Five Guys, it was simpler. It was me with my friends. I'm so sorry. It was
Your touches are very
aggressive.
hard and aggressive.
I'm so sorry.
Even that little poke, if it's like my body shuddered.
I'm so
And I don't know if it's your
saw
vibe or you know what I mean, but just don't do it again.
okay, I won't.
You beat him up.
Yeah.
But I reflected on that, and when I figured out what it was that I'm holding on to things that I shouldn't be holding on to. For example,
Like
my
what?
career, my finances, my position in life. And when I realized that once you let it go and just really enjoy the moment and the journey of it and not be so scared of like, where am I going to be in 2 years from now? What am I going to be doing if this doesn't happen?
Because it's not real.
I'm
future is
stressing
not
about
real.
A mirage. And for me to like, dude, like I didn't even know I was going to be with my best friends doing a podcast and I don't mean this in a cocky way, but like, dude, this put me on a very strong map and it made a lot of my avenues blow up. So I'm
It's
very
like
blessed, but I didn't know I was going to be here. So
It's like
me,
that's. You done? It was just a long monologue.
He was just waiting.
Let me just say something. I loved what you were saying. It was just very long. Yeah,
That's usually me.
yeah.
That's usually.
But I got what you're saying, and you really inspired me, George. Can I say something?
comedians suck.
No.
I hate comedians.
No, I want to say something.
Sebastian sucked, left me on red.
Yeah.
You
Can I-
suck. First of all, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Do not
Okay,
touch
my
me.
bad. My bad.
Thank you.
All right, but yeah, we just need writers to edit that down. Like if we had a staff of writers, they'd be like, "Yeah, we'll cut that." But
I'm sorry.
essentially, it was a really good monologue.
Usually when I do my comedy, I don't have writers in the room. I actually write my own stuff.
Okay, I can tell.
I
But
like-
maybe you should get a writer. But my point is,
Oh, fuck, George. You had it all, buddy.
Yo,
you had it all. You
know
took the AK-47
Yeah.
and blew your fucking brains out.
You know what's so funny about this?
what?
I hope so.
In my sweet, like friendly way,
Yeah.
I thought I was doing such a good thing by lobbing the ball over there.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I just wish.
You know what? I should have caught it. When you lobbied the ball, I should have caught it and then like just thrown it back or something. No, but that was very good.
It was good.
I
The
want-
point- the point is there. For sure.
Yeah.
I want to put one asterisk
Go
on the
ahead.
point. I understand at that time you were stressing about the future, your career, your job, your relationships, and everything, and that drove you to a place of unhappiness. Perhaps because you felt dissatisfied with where you were, or even more likely, unsure of how you were going to get to where you were going to go. And while that is a very real stressor and can lead people down a dark path into a not so fun place, that's called pressure, brother. And some people aren't built to handle that. Others are.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, I tuned you guys.
I
all
saw
out.
you. I was looking at you. I'm like, yo, he's delivering a beautiful
I
message.
thought you guys
here.
were because your
No.
back was towards me. So
No.
I thought you guys were talking to each other. My bad.
He said something during this podcast, and I'm going to reiterate.
Mm.
Do you fucking listen?
No, he's under a lot of stress over there.
Why?
I'm taking George's
Why?
because he was delivering a very heartfelt message, and now he feels like it was ill received.
No, what are you talking about? You delivered a great message. I
It
said,
was
just
very ill-received.
No.
No,
Oh,
bro.
all right.
Oh my God.
No. I get
Oh
what's
my
going on.
God.
I get what's. Listen, can I say something? Okay, Jordan. I won't. All right, George.
It's so sad.
What I'm saying is that
better
when
when
you
I
were
was in the wheelchair.
talking, we were here for that 30 minutes. Right? We were in tune with everything you were saying.
It is true.
Yes, that's
Right? And what I was going to interject was, there's an old saying: if you have 1 foot in front of the future, 1 foot in the past, you're pissing on today.
I love that.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Is that live in the moment
Did
was
somebody else write that?
Yeah, I didn't write that. I just said
Yeah,
that's
I
an old
know.
saying. You're acting like a fucking asshole. Right now. Right.
George, you also
You're
don't
really
want
acting-
this smoke. Stop.
Yeah,
Just give up. Play the sad role.
Right.
It's working
Yeah.
for you.
The
Your
audience
eyebrows are way too thick,
They are.
and you got to get that trimmed. You look like a fucking animal.
You do.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, are you good?
Yes.
Dude, are you really sensitive right now and sad?
No, he's
Like,
good.
I'm going
You're doing a
out
bit.
with
You're doing a
that-
bit.
that-
Yeah. Okay.
You promise
really-
you're doing a bit?
What?
Promise you're doing a bit?
You're doing a
course,
bit
I'm
right
going
now.
along
Oh,
with
he
it.
is. He is.
I-
He's fine. He's fine. Cut the shit, guys.
Yeah,
all
cut the
right?
shit.
It's
Yeah,
like you're in the
yeah.
locker room whipping each other with fucking towels. Cut the
Right.
fucking shit. All right.
Bro, I
We're
let
talking
you
about
grab my
deep
dick.
fucking
I wouldn't
shit.
be that sensitive.
Good. All right.
Especially,
Yeah, dude. Fuck, that's fucking hot, bro.
bro, because
Yeah, look,
your
look-
confidence is
Dude,
unmatched, and
unmatched.
that'll bring you to the 10.
Right.
Yep.
I look like somebody drew me. Right? I look like I'm animated. And if you're into that, what's so funny, man? Bro, your look, dude. I don't even want to get into your look, dude. Okay.
Wait, why'd you break up with the?
You're like if Oscar Isaac ate everything. That's what he looks like. If Oscar Isaac just ate everything, like in Dune, he ate all the sand, you would look like him. You don't look good either. Fuck you, Mike. George.
Why do you keep bringing me up?
I'm tired of this fucking guy. His fucking sneaky laughs.
I think he's tired of himself, bro. He gets a little further back every time I look.
He was
George,
supporting.
scoot up.
He was
Yeah, scoot up.
supporting your. He was supporting your joke by laughing.
Oh, he
And
was?
you
Oh my God,
fucking
I attacked you for no
tried to
reason.
assault him.
Bobby.
Yeah,
Bobby.
yeah.
And you say this joke, and she's like, "Wow, Bobby, that one was such a zinger." And you look at it and you're like, "Yeah, that was a good one. Also, your toes look really nice today." Like you guys never just all of a sudden start like gravitating
Like
towards
back
fucking
to
on the, like,
the. That's wild.
Why?
I'm not familiar with that type of behavior.
Yeah, I mean, the relationship. Let's go back a real. Now we're doing real.
Yes.
Let's go back to the real. Okay. There are certain.
He is clocked out.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's-
I know.
George has been under a tremendous
Let me,
amount of abuse.
no, George.
No, stop, George. I want you over here with me. George, I want you over here with me. Chase him down. Go. You find him. George, no, go get him. Go get him. I said this, he walked, and that's a first. And now we're going to have to deal with the fallout of this episode for the
Logan,
next 2
Mike, let me ask you
fucking
guys
months.
something.
I swear to God, Bobby Lee, you fucking pissed off my co-host. He's probably crying in the driveway.
You know, the Beatles could have lost Ringo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Shout out to the Myman.
Okay.
Yeah, but we just took.
I mean, if
we just took a new
Ringo
profile picture.
left, they would be like, oh, let's shoot fucking Abbey
No,
Road, record Abbey
We
Road.
just shot a new profile picture.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying is that
We need him.
that attitude right there was just unprofessional.
Absolutely.
Why did I really hurt him? Be honest with me.
So,
Well, it wasn't just you also. I'm going to be honest. It's,
Is he really mad? This fucking guy?
hey,
Yeah.
I too am confused.
I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not. And I'm gonna tell the audience angle on this. He took a little abuse on this episode. You know, he got vulnerable.
See, I got too mean, and George and my guys over here, you guys were supposed to check me.
No, but
It wasn't-
was too mean.
No, he's a comedian. He's a comedian.
I
He's
thought
like,
he
we're all
could
just
handle
joking.
it.
We're
I
just
know, I thought
fucking
he could
around.
handle it.
Logan, as George just mentioned, only looks at things that are backed in fact and science, and I understand that. George looks at things that are backed or believes in things that are backed simply by faith and you know, age-old storytelling.
I mean, yes and no. I do. There's a lot of scientific fact that backs the Bible.
Sure. And so what they've gotten into here is a theological rumble. They're in a theological Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? And they have been for like the past couple months. But
Did a photo shoot. And then Logan Googled Jesus Christ and started posing like him. And I was like, it's okay.
No.
You want to be like your hero.
No. It was the lost Leonardo.
Oh, is that what it was?
of
I just saw pictures of Jesus and
The
you were like,
picture of Jesus. He did like a cool thing with his like hand. and I wanted to like recreate it for a photo because I'll be honest with you, bro. Jesus Christ fucks.
Oh God, bro.
And people don't think that about him. That guy is fucking dope.
Well, so here's the issue. I told Logan this. We've been going back and forth on this. And a lot of times Logan
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. Go ahead.
a lot of times Logan will look to me and like look at my opinion of a situation, or I'll come in and chime in on a situation. I said to him on this one specifically, you have to be very careful when you mock, or not mock even, but when you become playful with people's religions. Religion is a very, very intimate relationship that people have in their lives. I likened it to basically coming in and saying to someone, yo, I think your wife is ugly. Like if you walked into someone's home and said, yo, I believe your wife is ugly. That's hand throwing shit.
I know,
right?
but is she ugly?
It doesn't matter. If I walked in and I said, yo, your girl's ugly, you would punch me in the face.
But she's not ugly.
But
That's
would
fine,
you
but I'm
say that?
saying-
Would you say that? Would you tell somebody that his wife is ugly?
I wouldn't say that. No, I would not go out of my way.
Okay.
But if she was
So-
ugly,
And he
Then
asked
would
you,
you say-
"Hey, do you think my wife is ugly?"
No, not even that. But would you ever offer it, like without being queried?
no.
Okay, so what I'm saying is this: people have a very intimate relationship. People feel that they've been saved, that their lives have been saved by their gods, by whoever they choose to call their higher power. So you're even just questioning that, especially in the way that you do, which is never very skillful or graceful in any way, is harmful and is destructive.
I
to
disagree.
people.
I disagree. I don't think that we have to condemn homosexuality. I don't think that we have to condemn sex before marriage, or a slew.
So don't
gluttony.
don't condemn it.
I don't know if I can. I just don't know if I can get behind. Like that's silly to me. That seems silly to me. So I think it's a silly practice to engage in, and I think it deserves satire. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, but that's not.
You subscribe to a doctrine that slams homosexuality. Come on, bro. That's ridiculous.
I mean, again, we've talked about this. First of all, every religion, Muslims, Jewish people, Christians, they all believe.
Well,
that
Georgie, that's the other
Hold
thing.
on, let him
Everyone,
talk. Let him speak.
But that's the other thing.
Let him speak.
Every, you all think you're right, and you think that the Muslims are going to hell, and they think that you're going to hell, and the Jews
I
think
never
that
said that. You can't
you're
put words
go-
in my house.
No, in his
But-
house.
but you
put
do.
words in his house.
You can't put words in my mouth. I never said that.
Let him speak.
if you believe in Christianity, it's what you think.
I don't think that is the case.
See, I think this is the problem, Logan. You assume so much that you don't know one Bible verse.
What happens to a Muslim when they die, George?
I don't know. God says no one knows who goes to heaven or hell. That's in the Bible.
But they do go to heaven or hell.
Yes.
A Muslim can go to heaven.
Yes.
Can a Jewish person go to heaven?
Again, I don't know who goes to heaven or hell. I am not the guy who decides who's going to heaven or hell.
But doesn't your scripture say something about if you're not subscribed to Christianity?
Oh,
you're basically
yeah.
just saying that you're
you
going to be
can only
banished.
go through the Father, through the Son. Yeah. So Christianity believe that through Jesus you could be saved, but that doesn't mean
Only
I
through
go
Jesus,
condemn.
not Allah.
But question: what makes you think I'm going around condemning people? That's what I want to know. Because you always put that on me. You always yell at me about gay people. I never once talk about gay people.
Because you're subscribed to the doctrine that perpetuates that information.
I'm subscribed to love my neighbor.
Not everyone in your religion is.
Yeah, but
That's
but
fine.
singling
It's
out.
not fine.
Hold on,
You're sitting in the same boat with some really hateful
Let
people.
me help for a sec.
I believe.
Hold on, let me help for a sec.
Okay.
Singling
Help me
out.
talk.
No, let me jump in from my point of view, please.
Okay.
Singling out specific wrongs in a religion or singling out certain people that subscribe to that religion is an exercise in futility. I could say the same for a ton of atheists that have severe malpractice in their way of thinking. So I think that's I believe that there have been.
The atheists aren't guided by anything other than their own personal beliefs, which, by the way, could be right or could be wrong.
Okay.
But, and I'll say this again. At the end of the day, I don't know shit.
Okay, so
and I'm
my
not
question
saying
is
one
this.
thing or another. I just am definitely questioning why we have to perpetuate a belief that is fucking silly.
I agree, but you bashing me in front of a group of people for my beliefs is not right. And you're an atheist, and I'm looking at you like you're wrong.
No, I'm not an atheist.
Well, regardless
No,
of
no
where
way.
you're coming from,
What do you describe yourself as?
I guess
I'm
the
gonna be
closest
honest.
thing
I'm
would
gonna be honest.
Agnostic. I think I would be agnostic. Like I do identify with a higher being, a spiritual power, what you would call God. what any religion would call God, the universe per se. But I think the pillars of religion have a lot of really beautiful things to them. I just also think it can get dangerous for the wrong people.
So you're on are you on a personal crusade to fix something?
No,
Because
no,
my
no,
question
no.
my question to you is at the end of the day, and I said this specifically, that the parable or the adage that you should live your life by is live and let live.
Yep.
What is it that is so bothersome about George's belief that
I would love to speak about this too, by the way.
We all can. Can I speak as well?
I know, but I keep getting cut off.
You're not,
and
because
talk-
I'm on your side and I'm trying to
No,
help
I get it,
you,
but
and
I feel like you're
promise you-
speaking for me, and I don't agree with everything.
I'm asking
you're
him a
saying.
question.
I feel like that.
I'm asking him a question.
I feel like that. Too,
I know, but I'd love to talk because
Can I finish my question, have him answer it, and then you could go uninterrupted for 20 minutes.
Okay.
What is it about that idea of live and let live that is, or not doing that is so difficult to do? Why can't George just believe in what he wants to believe in? Someone else can believe in what they want to believe in, and everyone can have their own.
No, they
belief system.
can, and that's where I always end up. I'm not here to try to change anyone's mind, but I'm always here for the conversation because I find it fascinating. And maybe one day I'll get the answers that I'm kind of just curious about. Not seeking, but I'm just curious.
100%.
It really does fascinate me.
I know it does. I was angry with you for a very long time because of this situation, and I'm not trying to be a dramatic person right now, but genuinely, I know people that hate me, that treat me better about my faith than you, and you're my best friend. So I get you're wrestling with it, and you like to tackle things head on. And I've told you before, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it peacefully, or we don't even have to talk about it. But if you notice, I never, ever question anybody's beliefs or push them to believe in Jesus. I express my love. And if you express your higher power, I'm all ears. And I will listen to you for days and express, because there's a lot of takeaway I could learn from it. All I'm saying is, I think you're so quick because you believe in something so much that you're determined for me to see it from your point of view. And that's how wars are started.
What do you think I believe in, George? Because it sounds like you have a misconception about what you think I believe.
Buddy, you cannot tell me about misconception, and you keep misquoting the Bible, and you keep putting me into a box that I'm not in. You keep bringing up that I bash gay people all the time. When have I ever done that?
Bro, that is a staple of your religion, and it's not bashing gay people. It's condemning them.
But have
for what
you,
they
as George Janko, as
ridiculous.
your best friend, have you ever seen me to any straight man or gay man or any type of person ever? Have I ever shown any hatred ever?
No, but you're in the same boat with a large group of people that do.
I believe I'm in the same boat with a lot of hypocrites, and I do agree. I think there's a lot of hypocrites, but you can't paint me out to be like somebody I'm not.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about religion is what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna ask you again.
Yeah.
What do you think I believe?
You?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that you believe in a higher power. I believe that it's not a God. I believe you think it's a force, an energy, and you're trying to put together where our energy goes afterwards, and you're still in the midst of putting that together. I listen to you. Have I ever bashed that?
No.
Never. I never would. And I believe that your energy is the same of me. But this is the way I want all of us to be together. At the end of the day, bro, I can never prove to you that Jesus Christ exists. I can never do that. You can never prove that your belief system exists. What we could do is have like-minded conversations and grow from it. And I want there to be love in the conversation instead of because if we pick on each other and other things, it's totally fine. You suck at comedy. I get that. Everybody knows that. All that stuff. But when it comes to religion, you have to tiptoe.
No, I don't.
Well, I do with anybody. And by the way, you brought up Muslims and Jews. Dude, I sit at synagogues and talk to rabbis all the time and pick their brains. I sit with Muslim people. They're most peaceful people. We went to Saudi Arabia.
Right? I want you to say it right now.
Who's right?
Whose God is real?
My God is real in my eyes.
Not Allah.
I don't believe that Allah is real in my eyes.
A lot of Muslims would disagree with you.
But does that mean I have to disrespect their beliefs? No, absolutely not. Does that mean we can't break bread and hang out and discuss?
No, it doesn't mean that.
So why does it have to be who's right? I need to know right now. Why can't this just be your life journey and just figure it out yourself?
Live and let live.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's
that's where I always land. But
you land on my face with your kicks sometimes with the mean words you say. You don't. I think you're so giant with your words. You really don't know what you step on when you say things. Really, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way or trying to pull at you. I think that you have so much going on in your life and you're so power driven that you will mull past your friends and family without knowing.
If I say something, I've said it intentionally.
And that
unless I'm drunk. but can you
Or high Khalifa
can you
Kush.
say something? I'm sure you sound pretty specific in your recollection of your memory right now. Can you give an example of
One that really hurt me is you told me I need a therapist because I believe in Jesus.
No,
that one hurt me.
No, I didn't. I said you need a therapist because Jesus isn't quite doing it for you,
No, you
which
didn't.
is true.
No, you didn't. I don't want to stand down. No, you didn't.
You think I said
nah,
you need
not
a
what I
therapist
think.
because you
I
believe
checked
in
you and I said,
Jesus?
"What did you just say to me?" And you said, "What did I say?" And you stumbled. And you're like, "I don't know. What would I say?" And then you fumbled. I'm not backing down from this.
It is common knowledge that you don't interpret reality like reality happens, and you heard that incredibly wrong. You think
So
I
then
said
what
you
do I
need
need
a
a-
therapist because you believe in Jesus?
What do I need a therapist for then?
Jesus isn't doing it for you, and I
what
believe
do I need a therapist for?
I don't believe you're as emotionally mature as you could be
Then what do I need Jesus for? I mean, what do I need a therapist for?
to get you to level up
In what?
yourself.
In what category? So when you think George needs a therapist, what category am I falling under?
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional. Me.
Yes.
I'm not emotionally intelligent. Could you pick a time and frame any day of our
Sure.
life?
Here's one. 3 weeks ago, when you were sitting in that chair, you stormed off this exact podcast because you're upset about something a comedian said.
No, I was upset that I finally discussed.
Listen, I
that
just answered your question. I'm not looking for rationalization about the thing. I just answered your question.
Also,
so what
you
are you trying to
said
say?
in the past that you like it when people storm off. So I asked you if I get upset and I want to storm off, is it cool? And you said absolutely.
Georgie, you left, bro.
I'm going to jump in on
You
that one.
laugh.
I'm not sure that that's representative of emotional intelligence. What happens in content is content, bro. It could be entertainment. There's a million things that could happen there.
So should I cite another
I'm not.
example?
I'm just. I mean, you can. Yeah. I'm going to jump in occasionally as a guide here.
As a mediator.
Yes.
Also, like these type
Even
of
though you told me
conversations
that I
should be
can't.
behind closed doors.
I don't
Juice.
I think every single person on this planet could really benefit from therapy.
I do agree. And what did I say? I said, yeah, I would love that. And I think it
would be great for you. I really do.
No, I agree. But I don't think saying, even, okay, hypothetically, say you truly did in your heart feel like I needed a therapist.
Which I do.
Okay, but that was the first time we ever brought it up. Do you feel like bringing my higher power or something that I fall in love with to use an example for failing me to use as leverage for me to get a therapist? Do you think that is something a loving human being would say
I do.
to somebody?
I love you. And I don't think Jesus is evolving you in a way that you could be.
That's fine to say that, yes.
It's coming from a place of
Can
love. I want you to be the best person that you could possibly be. If what I've examined and witnessed in your behavior, I don't think the prayer is doing enough. I think actual conversation with a medical professional will help you learn and discover a lot more about yourself that may open up a bit more wavelengths in your brain to become the person that you want to become.
Got you. Now, here's my other question. Did anyone here in this room at all, realistically, know I was going through something?
When?
Mike.
I did.
When the 2 years that I had the hardest years of my life was this past 2 years. Did anybody here know this?
If you didn't tell anyone, how would we know that?
Well, one, I call every one of you guys and check in on you. No one checked in on me. Mike, you checked in on me the first time I called you. Yes, I'm going through things. And I will admit, Mike consistently checked in on me afterwards. The only person that was there wasn't family, wasn't friends, wasn't coworkers. It was my Jesus Christ. And he's the one that...
Not even your girl, Belle?
Belle didn't know.
So, Georgie, are you...
There's some people that can't express,
you
bro.
don't-
Like
you're
can't-
asking for a babysitter. You're 29.
No, I'm
Like,
not. I'm just saying you can't knock something that I gone through and helped save me.
I'm not knocking that.
But you
at all.
don't know the steps that I took. And there's a lot of people, I believe that the Bible would weigh more than a therapist. And that's my belief. I truly believe that. Because I believe there's a lot more wisdom in the Bible than a human being that's dealing with their own drama could give me pointers on. Do I feel like it's pointless to have a therapist? Absolutely not. That's why I
there's
worked on it.
probably merit in that. And I think I agree with you. I do. Leaving the Bible up for interpretation, which it is, people are going to read it differently, right?
Yeah.
So while it may be really beneficial for you, way more beneficial than a therapist, it might not be for someone else. That one-on-one conversation with another human, a practice that has been proven to work.
Not for everybody.
Not for everyone. You're
Same
right.
as
Correct.
faith doesn't work for everybody.
Correct.
Everybody's going to find a practice that
Correct.
works best for them.
I know, and I know George, and I know very well.
Yeah.
And I know you could benefit a lot from a therapist.
Okay. And noted. I do feel like, and no disrespect to anybody, I think when it comes to emotional intelligence, I think I'm the smartest one here. when it comes to emotional intelligence. I'm sorry. And I will say this confidently in front of all of you guys.
I'm happily willing to bow out. As
I
of the running for
know
that. So
when
you
it
can
comes
count-
to emotions, I'm the first one to notice things and handle things, and I privately handle things. I've had private conversations with many people here I will not mention.
emotional,
I've had private conversations with your family members I will never mention.
emotional intelligence in what vertical though? That's my
wait,
question.
wait.
yeah.
No. Because what you said, I'm sorry, doesn't fucking matter. This isn't like a dick measuring emotional intelligence contest.
No, bro,
about
you
who's
brought it
gonna-
up, but
like,
I-
what's the point of saying that?
The point is you brought it up that I needed it for that, and I feel like that is actually my strongest suit in life.
I'm
is
not
my
saying
emotional
you're
intelligence.
emotionally unintelligent. I'm saying I think you lack in that vertical from where you could be.
Okay.
Makes sense?
It does. But also, here's another thing, bro. Like, we've been going down this rabbit hole together, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I really do, because I do look at you like my brother, and we're gonna bump heads. You're gonna have your beliefs, and I'm gonna have my beliefs. I just wrestle to make sure that there's love involved. I have to, bro, because you gotta understand. Like, I watched it destroy families, and it's not religion just didn't destroy families, bro. It destroys countries. It destroys the
Well, that's
world.
part of his argument.
Exactly. So, but I'm fighting for everybody. And so I really did get hurt when we're joking around. You're like, yo, yeah, you believe in Christians and they hate gays. And that crushed me because there's a lot of people that I love that are gay. So when you put me in that box, I'm like, bro, I am the farthest from
I ain't
that.
putting you in any box. You are putting yourself in that box.
No.
Yes, you are.
Can
Yes,
I ask you
are.
something? Can I ask you something? Okay, there's a mass shooting. A white guy does it. Do I look at you and be like, all white people are on the fence to go do a mass shooting? No, I don't put you
It
in that
wasn't my
box, bro.
decision to be white. So that argument's irrelevant.
I would have said
It was your-
I would have said atheist.
it was
I
your-
would've
it was
said
your
if an
decision to be
atheist
a
shoots up
Christian.
a school.
Well, no,
Do I
because a
say
lot of
that
people
all
that have different
atheists are
religions
school
are-
shooters.
But my point is, I'm not running to label you, bro. I would rather want to sit and understand you and learn from you than judge you and put you in a box.
There's also a lot of denominations that have come around to the idea of homosexuality. I think that stating that Christianity in general is a homosexuality hating religion is like a blanket statement that does not cover the entirety of the truth.
Well, also, it's not true, because if you do not love thy neighbor, and that means gay or
Yeah,
straight, then you are not a child of God.
Bro,
that is literally quoted in the Bible.
Yeah, but what about conversion therapy? Like,
What is conversion therapy?
something your church does, George?
Stop saying my church, bro. I don't know what
But
you're-
it's something your
but
church
it's also
does.
but it's also something
What are you
that but it's
talking
also
about?
something
you
that
don't know
church,
what's my church name?
I don't know.
Exactly, bro. You do this
Is
a
it
lot.
a church that practices
Yeah,
Christianity?
These are blanket.
Is it a church that
statements. These are
practices
blanket
Christianity? Yes or no?
statements.
Yes, but the
So
church
the
that
Christian
did that.
church runs conversion therapy.
So does
I
the
think
so
that's
does the
Catholics,
so does
bro.
atheists. So do atheists. There's
But
a
also-
lot
also,
of
I think
people
that's-
who
atheist church?
No, it doesn't. It's
I
not.
think it's
What are you
Catholicism.
talking about?
Conversion therapy is not a church sponsored exercise. It's a scientific
imagine
and
that.
I don't have this stat, but I would argue that there is probably a higher concentration of conversion therapy classes or courses, whatever the fuck they are, in Christian churches.
I would like to see the stats to back that.
Actually, that's
I would like to see the stats to back that.
both of you
bet
guys
that
are
is
completely wrong. There's
because-
religions that will put them to death.
No. Because what I'm saying is, my argument would be that the majority of conversion therapy happens as a result of parental recommendations that are not necessarily backed in religion or anything, besides the fact that the parents don't want their kids to be transitioning into something that they believe they're not, in a gender role. Also, like, there's so many different factors and so many different situations here. The way things are delivered is a massive thing. Logan, as you said earlier, notoriously, and I've stated this to him, he knows this, has one of the worst deliveries ever when it comes to criticism, when it comes to talking about things. He's a big swinging, egotistical cock in arguments. And that's a fact.
Do you want to know why?
That's a fact.
Do you wanna know why?
But let me not to
No, but
bash
you bash me.
Go ahead.
You attack
Go
my
ahead.
character.
Go-
Let me-
No,
I haven't.
no. I said
I haven't.
he's not saying you.
I'm not
did.
bashing
I
anybody.
fucking said it.
Oh.
What I'm saying is, in arguments, you say, you call it yourself. You say, I like to pull out my swords, and you fuck people up. You slash, you dice, you cut.
Yeah.
Comes with
And
good.
it's-
A lot of
and
good
it's-
comes from it.
Well, listen, it's not always productive for a conversation that has such intellectual variance and so many factors. When you put someone against the fence, a lot of times it changes their confidence, their understanding. Real conversation that drives productive conversation and productive debate should be comfortable in nature. that takes place in a
If
respectful
something
environment.
that I say makes you uncomfortable because of the substance of the sentence,
it's not the
that
substance.
is your
it's not the
fault.
substance.
What is it,
It's
the delivery? It doesn't
100%,
matter. It doesn't,
100%.
it doesn't matter.
Yo,
They say
you should
treat
go
others how
see-
you want to be
you should
treated.
go
If
see
I'm in a
therapy
debate
because
setting, how I want to be
Jesus
treated is
clearly
with
ain't
truth
doing
and
it for you.
rationality.
It's your delivery. Your
Well,
delivery
let him speak.
is.
Let him speak. Because I don't want anybody to get upset here.
While I definitely agree with you,
We've talked about
and you
this a
are
million
right, and
times.
my delivery
You're
is something
very harsh.
very harsh.
Yes.
Treat others how you want to be treated, right? The golden
Yeah, but
rule.
nobody wants to.
I don't want to
that.
be babied, bro.
Wait,
I
I
don't
thought
want to
you
be
didn't like
babied,
that
and
rule.
neither.
No, but some people aren't.
I
even
don't
able
like
to-
it because it turns out it's not true. Everyone wants to be coddled into the truth. Everyone wants to be handheld and walked up the mountain with a buddy instead of climbing it themselves.
But what about what you want?
I don't fuck with that.
What about what you want
Fair
to get
enough.
out of the conversation? Like, and I've had this talk with you a million times. What if the intent is for you to get a productive response from the person across from you?
Yeah.
So
Well,
when
no,
you say
no.
so when you say you don't want to be babied, what if you want them to produce the most meaningful and effective argument that they can, so that you can have the best and most productive conversation? And if I tell you that your approach and your delivery is hindering their ability to produce an effective argument, would that change your approach?
In a work environment, absolutely. And I will coddle in a work environment. If
It's not even
I need
coddling. It's
something
just
from
not-
Kevin
it's
that is
not-
like a serious sticking point, I will gather myself before I have the conversation, take a deep breath, and try to convey the information in a way that it's going to most suit Kevin.
And that's even a new thing for you because that wasn't
Because of
even-
you. No, because of you. Because of you. In a work environment, fine. But if I'm talking about religion with someone who I love, sorry, bro. I love you. So I'm going to be harsh as fuck with you. I ain't holding back anything. I'm bringing out my swords. Same with you, and you know that.
Oh, me and you are fine.
Bro, I love you guys. I love you guys. So I'm gonna attack you two the fucking hardest.
100%.
That's just how I am in my life because I know that veil of love will never go away.
I have a question. I want to read this, because we're speaking about love, and I did not know we were about to talk about this. I swear on everything. But this morning when we were going back and forth, I want to read what we were talking about, and I said, I said I would do anything. I'll dodge in the matrix, and I go anything. Basically, I said I would do anything for you to see God. I would love that. I would love for you to see God when we're going back and forth on it, and I basically talk about how I would get rid of everything that I love for you to see God. And you said, would you even get rid of Belle? And I said, on a serious note,
Sorry, bro.
if God came to me and said, the only way that Logan would ever see me is if you suffer a life of loneliness, I said, I would take it. And you said, wow, that is love. And it was the first time I screenshotted that because it was the first time me and you met common ground with love.
What do you mean? I love you, George. Just because I don't believe in what you believe in doesn't mean I don't love you.
I get it. But you do like this shit where if you don't agree with it, like we'll be talking about something over here and they'd be like, nah, because you hate gays. And I'm like, what the fuck? Bro, I was like, and I can't tell over text if you're being serious or you're
That's
not being
another
serious.
big problem.
So like,
That's another big problem.
Like
No, is our satire and our conversation because dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. So when you guys started getting into it today in this little scrap in the group chat, which by the way fired up quite a bit. I think you called them disgusting, which so I hit up
because I said you were shitting all night. More time to pray.
So
I said, guys, I don't know if I can do the podcast. I've been shitting so much. And he goes, extra time for you to pray.
Yeah, that's how he
and I go, you're
That's funny to me. That's funny,
So
bro.
that's another major problem.
To me, dude, I'm giggling in the car laughing at it. And George said that's disgusting, and it is disgusting.
Well,
all I said back was ha ha.
and what did I say when we texted by
You
ourselves?
called me stupid as fuck. And
No,
you
I
said
didn't. I said that. I said I am
said-
disgusted of your
lack of disrespect and intelligence.
Yes.
And then I said intelligence. Ha ha. ha.
You know why? Because I realized he comes after Jesus. I'm coming after his intelligence. It's the two things that we love the most.
but
you
that's-
love your intelligence more than I love my Jesus.
No, but that's what makes me intelligent is I'm not falling for the myth.
No, it's not a myth. Listen, buddy, you know what's a myth? You thinking you're smart. That's a myth. But nobody believes that myth here.
I don't think I'm smart, George.
I think you're an amazingly smart man.
No. You know, I won't say amazing, but I'm smart. I'm
a genius.
objectively smart.
You're a genius. And I think,
No matter how you cut it. So
yes,
I thought that's why that was funny.
exactly.
You said lack of disrespect. Fine, you're right. I was being disrespectful.
No, not
But
lack of disrespect.
But intelligence or lack of respect. I was being disrespectful. But lack of intelligence, that deserves a little ha ha ha. Come on, what are we talking about?
Could you shake my hand and move forward with these conversations with love?
Well, can I put a?
But it is all love. It is all love. Your
Well,
interpretation of my love is not how I'm dishing it out.
No, it's, and I will admit, half of it is my fault because I'm not like Mike. I can't just like stand up to you and be like, yo, shut the fuck up, blah, 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 blah. Because I love you so much that I'm scared if I get mad at you with this situation, then you'll really hate God. And so I get really nervous. So I talk out of love all the time until I want to fucking strangle you and then make you meet God.
if
I
you
love
kill
God,
him, he
brother.
will meet God.
I love God. Hey,
That's the fastest way.
Have you thought about that?
Yes, many times when
If
you
you
talk to
kill
me.
him, he'll meet him. Bro.
Yeah. If I was ever going to kill a human being, now this is a joke, but I feel like somebody's gonna take it for real. Like
No one's gonna take
Logan
you for
Paul.
real. Hey. By the way, when I texted Levin, so this is where things get fucked up.
Jeff Levin?
Yeah, Jeff Levin. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I texted him. I said, "Yo, he texted me. He said, "Yo, is George serious right now?"
About
In
what?
the group chat when you guys were like going at it, calling each other names
Oh,
and
no,
shit.
yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, bro." And he said, "Last week, George said to me, Jeff, you're evil. Kanye was right about you." And he said, no, listen. And he said, and this is a really interesting point.
Bro, no, it's not.
No,
we
no,
were
no.
all roasting each other, and I
Okay.
said, you know what? Kanye West was right about you.
So,
he
bro,
said-
when I roast
yes.
you,
that's-
it's just a roast. I'm just roasting it.
No,
because
I
then
agree,
you guys
George.
need to know about time and place. Because if we're sitting down having an actual honest, like, listen, if somebody just came up to me and was like, "Hey, my grandpa just died," and you say, "Hey, go fuck your grandpa," that's bad timing. And by the way, you'd be like, "No one would ever do that."
That's
Logan did
funny.
that. And by the way, I had more deaths this year than I've ever experienced in my life. But I know that's how you deal with comedy. You don't see me being like,
Trauma.
Bro, it's a joke. I said a joke. Obviously, I love Jews. My superhero, Jesus Christ, is a Jew. If I could be a Jew right now, I would be a Jew.
Did anybody think that Kanye was going to become a Nazi? I feel like that was such a curveball.
That was a curveball.
Because he was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, he was so chill with like, because he was on the other side where he's like, George Bush does not love black people, and like saying some shit on that side. And for him to just become a Nazi, bro, or just be chilling with Nazis.
I didn't see it coming.
And the way that he said he loved Hitler with that many O's of varying capitalization.
Yeah, I know.
He said, I love Hitler. Oh, no, there's a lot of things that I lose.
I knew it wasn't going down the right path when he came out with that album with like Jesus.
Oh.
It was like Yeezus.
Oh, no,
or-
careful when you
I
talk
ain't
about
saying
his
she a
music.
gold digger.
No, that's no, and don't finish that line.
I ain't saying she a gold digger.
No, but
Imagine he's like,
it was
you know
in
what?
his-
I'm just going to start saying a lot of words I'm not supposed to say on the show today. Just finish.
it was like a church thing, and it was like, "Yo, come with us. We're gonna go to church." And I was so excited. So all my friends from Arizona came, and we went. And bro, it wasn't church; it was a concert, and everybody was getting super drunk out there, like Jesus, and they were drinking. See, but I didn't judge them. I was just like, "Oh, this isn't for me." And
Yeah,
I
but
walked away.
also the
bro,
but the Lord supported
Another
him.
issue I have is y'all can do whatever you want and then just ask for forgiveness and you're chilling.
Yes.
Yes.
So what?
What?
You got a problem with that?
You got a
talking
problem
about?
with that? No, I'm
Bro,
just kidding.
come
No,
on.
actually, that's actually a myth. That's not true.
Oh, what can't be forgiven?
Mortal
Blasphemy
sins.
of the Holy Spirit is
Like
the
me-
only.
Oh
Like
my
me-
God, the one thing you did.
So me saying that Jesus fucks.
Oh my God.
No, because he says anything that is said to the Father will be forgiven, but anything for the Holy Spirit would be not forgiven. It's
Which
blasphemy.
one is the Holy Spirit?
The Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. So the Holy Spirit's in all of us.
So I
Holy
can't say the Holy
Trinity.
Spirit fucks.
I wouldn't. I would tread lightly. But also, here's the thing, bro. Like, God's not sitting there wanting you to be judged. He's not looking at you like, I can't wait till you mess up so I could burn you, bro. Like, the Bible isn't anything for you to worship him. It's for you to live a peaceful, better life.
Is it arrogant to assume that God gives a fuck about me or you?
No, I feel like everybody wants to be loved, and to be loved by
Your
somebody
dad.
who created the
Do you
universe.
think it's arrogant to think your dad loves you?
Well, his dad doesn't love him, so
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm just kidding. GP loves you so much, by the way.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
So much.
You know what?
Me and him have the most beautiful conversations, which is so astonishing to me because we could get deep, me and him, bro. We'll sit on the phone for an hour or two.
That's odd.
Don't touch the pillow. I was using that. You know what I said to Logan yesterday? And my final note on this whole religious take. If George is wrong, he goes to the same place as you. But if you're wrong,
I'm not.
he said that. I said,
I'm just not.
I said, But if you are,
No.
on some strange chance, you are going to have to wake up, first of all, burning in hell every day. And I don't even know that you'll be able to sleep because think about it for a second, bro.
But what's burning,
let me,
Mike?
Bro, let me
No, but
fucking-
what's burning?
Everything. The
No,
walls,
but what? Is it me?
Nope.
It wasn't my energy?
Nope. I don't know.
What is it?
Don't worry about that. But here's the part.
Is it me at this age?
Here's the part.
Is it me at the age I die? When a baby dies, do they go to heaven or hell?
It's innocent. So again, I'm going to say the same answer. No one knows who goes to heaven or hell but the Father.
If a baby murdered someone, does the baby go to heaven or hell?
Well, who did he murder? Again, same answer. I don't know who goes to heaven or hell, bro. And nobody does. And anybody who tells you they have the answers to who goes to heaven and hell.
Sway ain't got the answers. I know that for sure.
But he did. He actually admitted that.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Sway did have the fucking answers. That's what was the fucked up thing about it.
As much as this conversation is uncomfortable, I'm very proud of us. And I'll tell you why. Because nobody else would have the balls to have these type of conversations out there.
Are you uncomfortable?
No, actually, I thought I'd be a lot more uncomfortable. But I'm not
I'm not
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable at all.
Do you guys want to kiss?
No, it's against my religion. See, I brought it back.
Listen, ironically, I defamed Jesus and God, and I felt His wrath. And by the way, I want to make something clear, and I have something I'd like to say to you that I've been thinking about, but I'm gonna say that for a second because I want to hear your take on this. But I'm not a fucking atheist. I believe in God. People think I don't believe in God. It might not identify as the same God as you, but it was very telling to me how the karmic energy of the universe, this is what I'll call it, just went right back around and put me in my place.
You want me to tell you something? I'll make this quick because people tend not to love when I talk about Jesus. But let me just tell you something. Actually, no, I don't want to come off like condescending. This is actually how I feel. Because I came off like funny, but I don't want people to think I'm telling a joke. The night before it happened, bro, I'm sitting and I'm reading the Bible. And I literally say a prayer to God. And I go, man, like, this is when me and you were kind of like going back and forth. And I was getting pissed at you. And I was like, fucking dude, God, I know you love him, but I want to kill him. I want to punch him in the face.
Can I?
I want to hurt. Wait, hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
But I know you don't want me to. And I know you love him. And I know this opportunity between two best friends could open a lot of people's eyes to who God is. So I sat there and I said, God, whatever direction. And by the way, I was getting so much heat for the Bobby Lee thing, for walking off. This was the period, right? So I sat there and I go, God, what do you want from me, bro? And I swear I have two witnesses. God says, be quiet and love. And I was just like, whoa. And like, bro, like I felt it, right?
Wait, who are the witnesses?
Watch. So I'm in the kitchen. Belle's cooking dinner, and I sat there and I go, Belle, I think God just talked to me. Like I'm not trying to be like a lunatic. And she goes, what do you mean? And I go, I think, and hear me out. I think I just got to talk out of love. I got to talk out of love. And she's like, why do you keep saying that? And I was like, I don't know. I just feel like I got to talk out of love. And it was so strong in my heart, bro. I left my Bible and my phone right by Belle. And I sat on the couch and I'm just sitting off and I'm like, bro, what does he want from me? What does he want from me? What does he want me to do? How can I fix this? How can I go and portray Jesus in the best way possible? I get a phone call. I miss it because I'm over here. Another phone call. She goes, hey, Adam is blowing up your phone. The guy who works, from the chiropractor place. And I answer the phone. He's dripping wet, bro. Like he just got out of the shower. He goes, bro, I got to tell you something. He goes, whatever you're doing, Jesus told me to tell you that he loves you and yes. And I'm like, what? I go, why did you just say that? Belle put her knife down. I go, buddy, back up. Why did you say that? He goes, I have no idea what's going on. I'm in the shower because that's why he was wet. He goes, I'm praying about my family, my friend. He goes, 3 times in my prayer, God interrupted me. He goes, go tell George whatever he feels in his heart is right. So I go, whoa. The next day I'm standing here on the podcast and you're saying this shit. And I'm like, whoa, he's really like spewing out his heart. He's really spewing out his heart. And 2 things I caught in our conversation that we were having. When I said, Jesus is my Lord and Savior, you said, he's mine too. And that rang in my heart. I go, that's weird. Because we're not seeing that on the same page. And then you were fighting that I needed a therapist and that the Bible wasn't enough. And I said, I think the Bible has more knowledge than any man. And you said, I think that has merit to it.
Wait, say that again. Please say that again.
That the Bible has more wisdom than a man who's trying to
or woman.
Or woman, or whatever, with therapist. And you said, yeah, I believe that has merit to it. And it was at that moment, bro, where I was like, oh my God, Like we're learning. So how I see it is God has an arrow, right? And I'm sitting here thinking I'm right, and you're sitting there thinking you're right. And I had a habit of speaking out of like, yo, I have to convince you, I have to do this. But sometimes it didn't come from love because I'm convicted and I'm just trying to like help you. And then you're like, nah, fuck that, blah, blah, blah. And all we had to learn is like, regardless of what you say and regardless of what I say, speak out of love. Speak out of love. So then when the whole world went from like, look at this pussy, he doesn't know how to talk, he's so stupid, he talks about Jesus, he walks off, and then you did what you did, and then God literally took the whole world and flipped it on its head. And it was right at the moment where I was like battling. I'm like, God, like you gave me everything that I have to sit in this chair. I go, am I speaking too much about you? Are people getting annoyed? Like, what's the deal? What's happening here? And to be honest, bro, like it just came to the conclusion of this. There is a very, very, very real God. I don't care who stands before me now. There is a very real God. And if anything, Logan, you should take away that, bro, like the Japan thing was one thing, but you're a good-hearted person. And you learned from that and you moved on. And a lot of people in the comment section was like, Logan doesn't deserve George. George should leave and go do other podcasts. And I sat there and I really mean to say this from my heart, bro. Like, what kind of man are you that when your friend says something or does something that you're like, okay, now the one time he fucks with me, I'm out. I'm done. I'm not. Like, it really made me realize that we are in a generation fueled by burn the neighbor that's next to you. And I just wanted to take the time to say thank you for everything you've given to me. Thank you for the opportunity you've given to me. I'm sorry you're going through what you're going through. But God loves you, and he is still with you regardless of the situation that you put yourself in, regardless in the light that you want to paint yourself in. There is a very real God that will walk through this journey with you. Even though the whole world turned against you, that God is right near you. Neither him or me or Mike or any single person here will ever abandon a man like you because you're not worth abandoning. And I love you.
God damn.
Well,
I love you, bro.
Maybe not the. If you
I
could say
love you.
anything else, yeah, besides the Lord's
Fuck,
name.
that was
vain.
probably horrible.
Yeah,
to say
just
the
said,
Lord's
no,
name
it's-
right after that. Right?
yeah.
It's just how I speak. Listen, I fucking love you. That was incredible, and I feel it. I feel it, George. Like I feel God's presence in my life. I just don't identify as a particular thing, and my God might not be the same as yours. Maybe it is. I don't fucking know.
But there was a learning curve for you.
100%.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say the reason that I was upset with you was just because of the one comment that you misheard.
Mm.
The one comment that I actually think it was dangerous. And this was part of that clip that was going viral. Although like my whole attitude towards you was not appropriate. The part where you said, you told me I need a therapist because I believe in Jesus. Which I said, George, that you misheard that. That's not what I said. That is a dangerous belief to say. But since you said it, and it's ironic. On the podcast, I let you finish it, and then I corrected you, but no one clipped the correction, right? That doesn't fit.
I think the direction of where your mindset is what people saw. I don't think it's just
I agree. However, and I'm gonna say something here, but like, again, I believe what I believe. How I said it was fucked up.
Yeah.
And that particular clip bothered me because that wasn't something that came out of my mouth.
Yeah. You're painted in a direction that you weren't painted in.
Exactly.
Somewhat might say how you paint Jesus. So maybe you tasted the medicine.
Yeah, I like that. Or Christians in general. That's an interesting point.
Okay.
But I do have to back him on that. The statement was, you need a therapist because Jesus ain't doing it for you. And the viral clip was you saying that he said you need a therapist because you believe in Jesus.
And I was upset with you because that twisting of just like words in a sentence
bad.
is fucking dangerous and
change,
not what I said. And it really changes the sentiment of what I was saying. But however, and you said it, and we spent a couple hours on the phone. We hashed it out. A day to 2 days after the podcast.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it ended in like, yo, I fucking love you. We're homies, like day ones. And this is how I believe any good friendship should have its bumps. It's what makes the friendship stronger. And what you said, we're both learning from each other. And I learned so fucking much from you. And that's what's important to me. Which I was fine taking that heat online because you sleep in the bed you make. And I made that bed by being a fucking dickhead to you. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. What I wasn't okay with was something that I didn't say twisted a certain way, almost in the same way CoffeeZilla was doing. That's what hurt me. But what matters to me the most, bro, because I'm no stranger to controversy online, and I understand that everything is it's just a matter of time. This too shall pass, right?
Yeah.
And I'm here learning and growing and trying to be the best person that I can be. The difference is I'm doing it all in front of y'all. The most important thing to me was the relationship that I have with you.
Yeah.
And the fact that we were able to reach a common ground as we always do, which is I think why I'm so comfortable being so blunt with you sometimes. I shouldn't have done it. In the way that I did it.
Yeah.
As long as we're good, dude, I'm happy.
course.
I'll take all the heat online. And
I do want to say one last thing. I learned a lot from you. We have two different point of views in life, and we pick off of each other. A lot of people don't see that because it's behind cameras, but I really want to speak to the people that are willing to listen, and I say that because a lot of people aren't. But be careful how you treat the people around you, bro, because it will come full circle towards you. No one's perfect. When I sat across my best friend and he had his point of views, I respected everything he says. Now, there's a lot that has to do with, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. But bro, grow the fuck up. Grow up.
No, I think that's a bad thing to say.
Well, just hear me out. Just 1 second. Let me just finish.
Because it derails everything he just said. It's how you say something is everything.
True.
What you say is nothing. It's all in how you say
Fair
it.
enough. But there's a lot of passion that goes behind politics and religion. And if you can't separate
sure.
somebody's passion, this becomes war. And so what I want to see is, I want to see people that see from Logan's point of view, that's like, hey, you know what? I grew up in a situation where my best friend was gay, so I don't love the religion that you serve because why push this guy aside or blah, blah, blah. His feelings and his directions doesn't mean he's the only one that feels this way. So even though the Christian community came and backed me, Muslims backed me, Jewish people backed me, I love it. But what we should be fighting for is, bro, equal love. If you worship a God or you don't worship a God, or you see a painting and you see it in a way that nobody else will see it, your point of view is not greater than your neighbor's. No other religion, no, I don't believe that you have to be a part of something and say it's this or nothing, because nobody's point of view, nobody's religion, and nobody's love should ever dictate the neighbor next to you. And if you're not mature enough or educated enough to hear somebody's point of view and just take it with love and be like, okay, yeah, it's not for me, or it is for me, then look yourself in the mirror and be like, what am I contributing to this earth? Because it ain't love. Because I could sit with any single man in front of me, I don't care how sinful he is, and we could have a great conversation. And I was broken that the whole world watched me and you come up from Vine and say, nah, it's the time that he leaves. That is heartbreaking, because that just shows me that we're living in a world where somebody can mess up and be like, nah, this guy needs to die. This is like witch hunting. Back in the day, if you didn't like somebody, you said, nah, he's a witch, and then they would burn him.
I don't want that to like get too like far in that direction, because it's important that people see what happened and really understand that type of conversation shouldn't happen. Like, the world is becoming nastier and nastier every fucking day. People are being very mean to each other out there, and everybody out there is going through something. Everybody out there is going through something. Look at anybody in the room, any person in here that I look at, they're going through some evil, some demon that no one else in the world knows about. And people really, really, really need to start checking themselves and how they talk to other people. We all need to start respecting each other a little bit more and being a little bit kinder and nicer to each other.
1,000%. But there is going to be a day, Mike, where you, Logan, me, anybody here is going to have a bad day. And this is where empathy and sympathy should kick in. This guy talked to me in a really disrespectful way, but I pray that whatever he's dealing with, he deals with it.
And I did see some of those comments, which was good. I saw some people that were like, listen, I'm a diehard Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I was deeply offended by what Logan said, but I don't demonize him. I condemn his actions, but I don't want to say, oh, fuck this dude, I'm leaving him forever. He's clearly going through something. And honestly, like, that moment on the podcast was the start of a mini redemption situation for him. Like, that led to a couple weeks of really intense conversation and soul searching and digging into how you are and how you approach and how you deliver and all of that stuff. So without all of that stuff happening, it would have actually been a bad thing, because he would have continued to tiptoe that line.
No,
and listen, I had talked to him in the week leading up to that every day about that shit. I have 100 text messages. Yo, the way this is being delivered, the way you're joking about this, the way you're saying this shit to George has to stop. I was texting him on the side, in group chats, everything. And until that happened, no change was going to be made. That was a learning lesson. The question that I got, which was interesting, from so many people, so many content creators, so many, fellow podcast hosts, so many people from the audience even, was how the fuck does that podcast see the light of day? I had so many people ask me, how does that podcast go out?
Because God gives wisdom and he took it back. I will say the same thing that happened in Japan, and I'll say the same thing now. You worship your brain, and not in a bad way. You find, because when you walk in a room, you realize quick, like, I'm a little smarter than these guys. I'm quicker than these
Hold on a
guys.
second.
Yeah, I wasn't going
Yeah,
that
I'm not
way.
gonna
Can
let-
I
I'm not
finish?
gonna let-
Nah, bro, I
Hold on,
believe
hold on,
that.
George. Let me finish this point.
I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you do that.
But it's true,
Well,
bro.
also-
how did it
That's
go
gonna get
past
clipped.
so many people?
Well,
Oh,
hold
you're
on.
saying
Well,
it's going to take
No,
the
bro,
wrong
I'm
way?
not gonna let you try to explain how I feel about my intellect.
No,
in
I
a
just said
room with
wisdom was
people.
taken away.
Yeah, but you said some other shit about how I feel about when I walk into a room.
Not true. Every single person feels this way. It's not just you. So if you made it seem like it was just you, my bad.
I'm gonna start to push back on when you
Absolutely. I'll use myself as an example so I don't want to offend. When I start getting
I
hot-
was like going somewhere with that question.
Oh, my
I
bad.
was like
my bad.
lobbing
My
something
bad.
up there.
I'm just saying that, just real quick, humans worship themselves. And I said this in the podcast
Sure.
before. They worship themselves because they're the only people that are hearing and seeing from their point of view.
Right.
So they think their point of view is right. But I just have to say, it's kind of ironic, bro. Like, just like the same thing. It was a learning curve, but it needed to pass. If it didn't pass through other people, all these other people being like, nah, I think this is good to post. All of us, I said it on the podcast and after the podcast. Do not post this podcast. It's not going to look well. But everybody else is like, nah, it has to go. I'm just
Did
pointing
that
out.
happen?
Yes, it's on the podcast.
I don't think any.
You can
no
wa-
one
I
else in
said
the
this
group
should be behind
remembers.
closed doors. I said this on the podcast.
I feel like I remember you saying that.
And then right off
Really?
the podcast, I go, hey, man, this is going to be a little tough. And you said it's therapeutic.
Oh yeah, sorry. So that's where I was going with my question that I was lobbing up that you stole from me.
Sorry.
What I was gonna say was we actually try on this show to have conversations that should be had behind closed doors because we find that to be fun and sometimes therapeutic, cathartic, and more so just entertaining and interesting for the audience. That one potentially could have not gone out. But that's not the place that we're in. That's not, we don't do that.
I'm not gonna shy away from something I say, even if it's delivered fucking poorly. Part of me and my journey online as a content creator is being authentic, whether it's I'm having an off day and I'm being a fucking dickhead that day and it goes online. Like it's really fucking funny because the whole like Logan Paul is a part of the Matrix. Fucking says what's scripted in front of him. Like, I'm actually the person who's saying the shit I probably shouldn't say if I wanted to be like respected and loved by everyone. I have gotten to where I am today by being authentic to myself. And that comes with a journey full of many ups and many downs online. And I'm simply not going to shy away from that.
You shouldn't.
No,
You can never learn if you
I'm
do.
not going to. That exactly, bro. This is my fucking journey, and I'll take the heat and I'll sleep in the bed that I make. And that day, I even said it. Played the podcast back so many times. I need to go home. I need to go home. Get me off this set. Like I knew something was off. I walked in that podcast that day, way too fired up and way too misaligned with goodness and positivity and beneficial conversation.
That's it.
And I still sat on a fucking podcast unfiltered and said what was on my mind at the time.
So
that
what
probably
would you-
shouldn't have exited my mouth.
What would you do? Would you have paused the pot, like just taken an hour to relax? Like, what would you do differently? Very tactically, just a curiosity.
Super tactically. And this is I've asked myself this question as well, right? Because I have to go to work, bro. I have a job.
Same
It
as
is-
me.
It is to make a
you know,
program
yeah.
for people to watch. I need to be more honest with myself about where I'm at mentally and understand and read a room better no matter how I'm feeling. Like I mean, fuck, exercise empathy. God damn it. Here we are. We're
Are
back.
you starting to learn a little bit more about that term? Like, do you feel like this is teaching you about it? I think about that.
but Mike,
I'm
like,
not making any claim. I'm just asking you a curious question about continuing to build upon empathy that you already have, because I've been thinking a lot about this term lately. Empathy. Everybody always talks about it and tries to come up with a way to explain it. And it's oftentimes hard for me to explain it because it is so ingrained in my fucking soul that it's like you trying to explain love. I can't remember the last time I was in love. You are in love. If I asked you to explain it, like really, really intimately explain it, I guarantee you it would be semi-problematic to explain it to somebody who truly doesn't feel that emotion as much right now. One emotion I dramatically feel all the time is empathy. And I've been thinking about a way to colorfully animate and like define it recently. And I think the definition I came back to was the idea of anyone else suffering makes you suffer. That was the easiest way I could come up with to define empathy. If I see someone suffering, it doesn't make me stop. It doesn't make me think. It doesn't make me question this or question that. It makes me suffer. I immediately and intimately feel their pain in my. That's crazy. You know what else is crazy?
What?
What are you doing here?
Oh yeah.
Why are you here, bro?
I thought we fired you, dummy.
The entire
They
internet.
fired me, but then
No.
they read the comments and they're like, we got to bring this guy back like right now.
You suck, George. You're the worst person ever.
No, dude, what are you talking about?
clickbaited
you
us.
guys all came
You
to
put
me.
an X through our faces.
You X'd our faces out. This is your show. You own equity in this show, and you canceled us, motherfucker.
Yo, I can't hear myself, but I'm excited to be here, guys. I thank you guys for everybody who brought my job back. It was really hard paying the bills.
Stop. Dude, this guy, first off,
I'm gonna scoot over there real quick.
okay. George started his own podcast, which,
Oh my God. And
Maybe-
thank God you did, because you're fired again, motherfucker. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Georgie started his own podcast, and I think it's a great idea. I always love when my co-hosts venture out and do their own things. And you'll come to learn that podcasting is such a cathartic, therapeutic, and forum for personal growth. Being able to talk at length and just express yourself and articulate your ideas is an incredible gift. And podcasting is an amazing tool for making that happen. I actually recommend, this is odd because not everyone can do this, but that everyone start a podcast if you have the means to do so. But I love that you did that. But his first podcast was called like, what was it like?
Why Impulsive mistreated
No.
me and I couldn't-
Why I wasn't on Impulsive? Why George Janko isn't on Impulsive? Because I wasn't. I was
No, that worked. It was the thumbnail, motherfucker.
X through the faces.
You black and white Impulsive, a little canceled through the logo.
It's not my fault. You guys fired me.
No, because that's what you said on your show too. You said you walked in a room and we were doing a seance.
With Mike's books as the
Fifth
Bro.
vital.
Bro.
Yo, you know
People don't get your sarcasm.
It wasn't
dude.
sarcasm, bro. It was real, bro.
No, you have to stop.
Listen, okay, I'll stop. I'll
Yo,
stop.
they literally.
Bro, you have to stop.
to stop.
I don't think people understand that you're
I'm gonna
joking.
I'm gonna get fired again. I gotta stop.
Oh my god.
No, but the clipping on the internet and the
Look at his shirt, bro. I want 10% of that.
Look at this shit, bro. How gas is this, bro?
That is actually dope.
It's we're not ever selling this. I think I'm gonna give this one of one to like Caleb or something like that. Unless you guys want, I can't imagine you want this. Not to mention one of these people will probably be off the show again in the next like 2 months.
Stop. Stop. I can't have
No,
this.
stop. Sorry.
We-
Let me,
no,
I'm
we're
kidding.
glued.
I'm kidding. I know. But
You know, Jesus is the answer, which I will, because what I've learned, because I have such a mind like that, I've came to that conclusion. But again, it's all within yourself. You have to search. You have to try to find. You have to ask constantly, and then that's how you find out. You have to seek, and then you'll find. If you have ears to listen, that's what Jesus says. If you have ears, let you hear. If you have eyes, let you see. If you're not willing to do that, then I'm gonna dust my feet off and I'm gonna walk in what I know and what the truth is. But again, I don't want to get too religious, but that's just how I move.
Very profound.
That was excellent.
That was amazing.
Amen. To
I'm-
that, dude.
I'm
That was great.
So blessed to be sitting here watching you guys have that conversation. That's amazing. A lot of people always say, I have to thank God. I have to thank God. And when you win, you always give your glory to God. But I actually want to ask you a specific questions for people that are in your shoes or people that are not fighting, but fighting for their life. How do you implement God through your works?
That's just the grace that God puts upon me. I don't force, I don't think what I have to say at this moment. You know what I mean? It implements in itself naturally. So when I get up on the stage and I speak, I just wait for wisdom to come to me. I don't force it.
But damn, we've had a long run, a long and fruitful run.
Yeah.
And I just want to say I appreciate you guys watching for so long and being so great to us.
That's very cool, Mike. That's very nice of you. Yeah, we don't acknowledge him enough. We love you guys. We love you guys. Seriously, without you, this would be nothing. I didn't know we were doing this right now.
I'm
but
sorry.
I get it. I love this outlet. I love this outlet, and it exists because people watch. And without people watching, I just have a show like. So
we have met before on another podcast. Oh, I did your podcast.
Yes, we did mine.
But the first time I met you was with Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're. I'm not comfortable saying your friend, or is he your friend?
Everybody's my
nemesis.
friend. My nemesis. He's actually my enemy now. Every day we meet up and we discuss our evil plans to attack each other.
That's not you. What I know of you, that isn't you. But and that's not what I wanted to have you here before. Aside from that, and we'll talk about that. George is an influencer. An influencer's influencer. You have way more than 1 million subscribers on YouTube. You have your own podcast, the George Janko Show. How long have you had? Were you doing the podcast when you were doing? You were like the co-host of Impaulsive.
Yeah.
And then did you, when you left Impaulsive, is that when you started it?
No, I started it when I started realizing that I might not be on Impaulsive that much longer.
So when did you start your podcast?
26 episodes ago. So we do once a week. So like 26 weeks now.
Yeah. So it's like half a year ago, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
6 months ago. And how long have you been off of Impaulsive?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, you do.
A few
But
months.
It doesn't matter, a few months. So I will talk about this. So you were on probably one of the most visibly successful podcasts and just digital media that exists with Logan, who was not only a co-host and co-worker, but also a really good friend. And you broke up.
Yeah.
You guys broke up. And I think in this world, it was big news. And I think you've talked about it before. And you said that you started your podcast knowing or feeling that you were on your way out?
Yeah, I think I tiptoe around this conversation just because I tend not to, because it's my point of view, right? So I don't want to go out there and just bash Logan or Mike, because at the end of the day, regardless, I do separate myself from them now. Regardless, God provided me these friends that I had to put me on the platform that I have now.
How'd you meet them? How'd you meet Logan?
I met Logan at the gym, and we became friends, and then we started collaborating. And through knowing Logan, he introduced me to his friends and his opportunities. So everything that I have now, even though I do not associate myself with them, it is given to me from them. So I can't disrespect them. I just chose that it was a time in my life where I have to draw lines and boundaries and say, okay, I got to go do my own thing. And I pray to God that one day we could see eye to eye. But for right now, I got to stop worrying about them and more start worrying about me.
So what was the first inkling? Because when I was on the show, you guys seemed like glued at the hip, like you were inseparable. This is what you were going to do.
Yeah. I think we're just professionals. We keep it professional. And then sometimes that professional stuff slips when emotions start arising.
I don't know what you mean.
I think we kept it professional. It's like rock band. Like they used to.
Like during the show.
It wasn't as solid when I was around?
No.
Was it more of a friendship thing or a business thing that was deteriorating?
I
Because
think,
you guys were friends before anything else.
yes.
So that must have been hard. Was it that aspect of it that started to fall apart?
I think it's honestly, I think it just comes down to respect. I think once you stop respecting somebody, they could only dance by themselves with respect until they're like, okay, I could just I could go dance on my own. I don't need it.
Was it the religion?
It's just their point of views, and it got messy, and it just started feeling like I wasn't around people that truly cared for my best interest, and I truly just had to respectfully walk away. And it's just so uncomfortable talking about it because I don't ever want to say anything to make it look like I despise them. I just also,
But
Okay, so-
you
ahead.
can talk about this from your perspective and your point of view and your feelings without putting anything.
And you said you respect them.
Yeah.
You've already said that you got what you got and you're in this business because of them. So I'm asking you because I actually respect anybody who is willing to change, and what I mean by change is even changing your, it would be comfortable for you to just be there or maybe uncomfortable. But what I'm saying is to make that decision or to have that decision made for you. I don't know. We'll talk about that in a second.
I made that decision.
100%.
I guarantee I could show you that they've welcomed me back, and I said no.
Okay. So to make that decision would be a really tough decision for most people.
It was the most terrifying thing I've ever done in my life. My sister left her job. Reed, it works for me. My girlfriend, I have a whole team. And I don't mean to be opening up, but I don't spend $1 for myself. I provide for the team because they're providing my dreams by working with me. And when it got to a point where he made me choose the well-being between my team and them, I had to sacrifice my life. And I prayed that God would lift me so that way I don't drop them. And I could tell you confidently within the 6 months that I've been on my own, it would take me 10 years to do that on Impaulsive.
So the beauty of this dark decision is, and I believe, listen, the world, I think that we all live just trying to cling on to what we have and how we are. And we feel like when you get a job, this is it. When you have a place, this is it. When you move into a house, this is it. Whether you're forced to or not, the world is going to change. Can you pivot with that world? Obviously, your life with Impaulsive changed.
I would actually, I journal. So I journal all the time. And so I could actually go to the day and time that I was feeling certain ways. And you could read through the writing that I have of like what I went through and when my heart started changing. And I said a prayer and I said, God, like, I truly feel like I'm not in the place that I should be. So even if it breaks me or hurts me, take my feet and plant them where they need to be. And through that very wild storm, I wouldn't change a second of it. And let me tell you, Howie, I'm not trying to be dramatic. Bro, there was times I passed out, fell down the stairs because of I was so scared. Imagine,
What was your biggest fear? Like, what would you be scared of?
my biggest fear is that I worked this hard to leave and people made me out to be a man I'm not, and that I had to exit being a man I wasn't proud of because of editing or certain ways they try to paint me. And so I thought if I left that I'd be hated. And there's been so many YouTube people, like big YouTubers, that made videos taking out even them. Not only did my team do that for me, but like these guys would only highlight what I did wrong. And it broke me, but go read the comments. You can't hide the truth. Even their audience were like, absolutely not. And it, like, for example, there was a guy named Sunny V2. He made a video about me like literally 3 days ago. It has like 3 million views. Why I ruined the biggest show. 99% of the comments were like, you got this wrong. And they're explaining it in paragraphs. So I moved and the people moved with me. And on Impaulsive, we discussed, Mike, Logan, and me. They said, I asked a question. I go, would you rather have the belt and the whole world think you lost, or lose and have the whole world know you win? And they said they would rather have the belt. And I said, I'd rather have the world. And that's how it worked.
Were you scared to walk away because of what you thought others would think of you, how they would perceive you? Are you concerned about the perception of who you are?
I am, because I hold a responsibility of setting an example of a man I am. And I try to portray that so men could be a good human being while working hard and accomplishing things that they probably couldn't unless they cheated or they did something wrong. And so what I took this long road by, I bring my manager in here. He's brought me $1 million offers for gambling. And I said, I wouldn't fucking do it for $1 billion. And I've turned down way more money, and nobody will ever know the decisions that I made behind closed doors. And then they started editing and started doing things. And it just I don't care about money. I don't care about fame to a certain extent. I care about being the best human being that I could possibly be and achieving the highest level that I can. So if you're gonna steal something from me, take my money, take my pride, take my ego, but don't take away what I took and my parents took to build who I am, because there is a young version of me that's following in my footsteps. And what happens if he sees a light that I wasn't portrayed to be in, and now he walks away from a foundation that I very much believe in?
What is the biggest misconception of you and what happened there that that bothered you? And it's not true. And maybe they got that misconception because of the way you were editorialized, or
I'm really not. They very much made it clear that I'm not allowed to speak up about things. So I can't even
legally.
Yeah.
Was this I didn't know that you guys were in a legal.
Well, he likes to tend to argue with me, and so he argues with me on the podcast and about things. And I think I said, okay, then how about we discuss this? What you've guys done? Let's talk about this. And he goes, yeah, do it. And then I go, okay. And so I tweeted out, I wasn't going to talk out of respect for the man.
So,
and then his attorneys hit me up and said, hey, let me remind you about the stuff you've signed. And I said, okay.
So not that, and I don't know if this could be, I want to be respectful of everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and Logan, you know, he does his podcast here when he's here, and I don't know him that well. And he works with Proto and things like that. And I just said, because I didn't want to cross a line, and I don't want to cross a line with you.
Yeah.
But so I
asked him if you could have me on. He'd probably say yeah, because he knows.
I would not ask if he can have you on. I can have anybody on. But what I said to him, because I'll show you what I said to him, because I'm gonna share this with you.
Yeah.
Do you know how to get to your messages?
No, will you show me?
I'm watching him struggle right now.
Get me to my messages.
Here.
Here's what I said to him. I said, I'm having George on, you know, and if there's some place that you don't want me to tread because either of you would get in trouble, you know, legally or whatever. And he answered, I'm just trying to look for his thing. He said, I can talk about anything.
Yeah. I mean,
knowing that you can't.
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Oh, okay.
And also, it's like I don't want to do that. That's not how my parents raised me to be. I don't need to.
Okay, he
go.
just said I can talk about anything. That's all he said. You could talk about anything. I said I don't want to step on if this is legal, if this is, and I don't want to offend you,
Yeah.
but you're here to defend you don't have to defend yourself. I'm a fan of everything you do, and I'm a fan of Logan's. I did the podcast and I had a great time on it. He hasn't come on mine, but and you have. So, what is the misconception that came out to that wide audience that is not true that you want to clear up right now to my audience?
That Bobby Lee episode was edited, and they made me look like I wasn't a comedian that can't take a joke, even though every episode they make jokes on. And the reason I walked away was definitely not put in there.
Okay. And that's it. Now I could leave that in.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, and like, they definitely, they moved around very disrespectfully behind closed doors. They didn't.
That's what entertainment is, though. That's every form of entertainment. Isn't everyone trying to cut certain things to tell a certain story?
Or clickbait
Yeah,
or
that's,
whatever.
I mean, that's what when you get into this world of making entertainment, you got to know that they're going to be editing to make it to get as many clicks, to get as many stories, to get as many comments as possible.
Would you
And if you're the
sacrifice your dad's integrity for it?
I mean, he did an interview with Tom Sandoval, so I guess so.
Does that mean anything to you?
No.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, it didn't mean anything to me either. But I got, apparently that's the
Yeah,
problem.
so he did. My point is, he did an interview that did not make him look very good, and a lot of people have perceptions of him that are not true.
Yeah.
That he's a cheater or a misogynist, whatever it was, and it's not true. And he knows that. He knows that about himself. He knows who he is.
Yeah.
He knows he's been married to my mom forever and has never cheated, so it doesn't bother him. And he knows that when he comes on the show.
You know, I'm good for, and we talked about that before this show. It's about, you got to feel good. Well, you just said it. That was your whole analogy with, would you rather have the belt or would you rather know that? So knowing who you are and the way it is, did it make for a better show the way it was cut?
That made me miserable, dude. That put me through a fucking terrible time. That was probably the worst moments of my
So
life.
as a friend, not as a business, but as a friend, it was fucked up. As a business,
No, they did it to. See, it's basically, this is what it is, man. Like, and I'll say this confidently: the truth always comes out. Who you are will come out. If you're a piece of shit, that's gonna come out. If you're genuinely a good human being, that will come out. I don't need to go and bash anybody. I'm very thankful for what they've done. God will show in front of everyone who I am and who the people that tried to stop me.
But the truth is, they didn't stop you. You have.
They tried to.
You have a. What do you mean they tried to stop you?
I mean, bro, they even tried to interfere with my own show, started making decisions for my own show. And I was like, that's where I started going, hey guys, I've juggled enough for you guys and been disrespected on this show. Now you're trying to come the fuck over here and try to tell me how to run my own house. And I was like, no, fuck you guys.
Do you think you can ever be friends again without doing the show?
If they change their hearts, I'm not proud to call them friends.
Because you guys were really good friends.
I mean, they were really good people at one point.
Well, I don't know that people change. I think they are who they are.
I'm learning that.